Well, we are about to go into set number 3 of the final match. This last map on Echo will decide who is going to go on to the round of 8, who will get out of this group in second place. Could be Maru, could be Zest. I'd be happy to have either of them, Moonblade.
Yeah, man, both these guys should be in the round of 8, to be honest. They're playing fantastically, and they are some of the best players we have out here.
Bill really causing some issues for this group. Maru going to resort to prayer.
Indeedly, sir.
I think he's just stretching his wrists here. But guys, let's jump into game number 3 right now on Echo.
Push it.
Up here in the top left, in the red, the Terran player from the generic Green Wings. It is Maru.
Fans,
they can't even watch.
Bottom right, Zest. Looking, try one last time to defeat Maru. Maru rallying the, he's starting to show more power in his TVP. At the start of the day, had us a little worried when Zest knocked him into the lower bracket here, but
yeah,
clawing his way back, defeating Stats pretty convincingly. And here, he's looking good, but Zest is so dangerous. His builds have just been fantastic, and his late game PBT has been flawless as well.
It's kind of funny in this group to see the disparity between Stats and Zest, actually. It's, we did have that one big best of 7, I think it was, Maru versus Stats. It ended up being 4-2 in Season 1 of Star League, where Maru pretty much made quick work of Stats there too. But I think at this point, Zest is almost on another level. Stats, he's doing pretty decently in Pro League, but at the same time, not quite the same results.
It's always stylistically as well with a lot of players. Like, they do so well against certain types of styles and certain strategies.
Yeah,
or matchups even, and then others they just can't to get the big picture. And it happens a lot, man. It happens to everyone. There's always someone that has a weak matchup,
or even just like weakness to a certain player's play style. You know, it seems like Maru's showing a bit of that against Zest.
He is the one Protoss that's actually managed to get some wins over Maru in recent times. Like, it's been months since we've seen this kind of happen. Yeah. It's been consistently like, okay, like he's figured out Maru to a point. And once again, engineering Payblock.
But this time that SCV pretty low and not going to get nearly the same amount of health down here. May even just be able to deal with it with 2 probes.
Yep, the scouts that 1 gas, so most definitely going to be that fast Nexus. Going to let it go there, not going to try and build any more onto that heat there.
Here comes the Nexus. And the CC down over there at the Terran's base. Coming back for another scout. Was he trying to steal that gas?
Like he was thinking about it.
That would have been cheeky. It would have gone down pretty fast, but I suppose it delays the Protoss' gas very slightly.
Now Reaper out. Not really going to find much there. Going to be out of scout a little bit later on here. Maru looking for a 3rd CC as well.
Oh, man.
Going to play that greedy style again.
That's on 1 Rax with a reactor.
Yeah. It's dangerous, man. It's dangerous against Zest because Zest has been so aggressive.
Yeah, I think usually when someone like Flash, a guy who always does this recently, when he goes for it, I think it's after Factory, and even goes for like a Hellion to get some scouting down, some map awareness, so he can be a bit safer with this. But this is just straight up greed from Maru.
Pure greed. Let's see. He's going to throw down another Rax behind us. He got 1 Rax with that reactor, so he can get a decent amount of Marines out, but it's the next step. This is the scariest, which is you're seeing a Twilight come up here now. Is it going to be Blink? Is it going to be DT? We have seen a lot of DT from Zest, but Blink was the killer in the first series for Zest on that bigger map. Cactus.
I wouldn't mind Blink. I don't think it would be too bad. He is going to go, it looks like, though, for just like that safe Blink style for now. Going to get the Robo facility right after.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to commit too hard to anything. Just going to get Robo out, get probably Blink on the map. Could be DT just drop again. That'd be fun, but he doesn't really line up correctly, I feel. And he's already...
Yeah, I think he needs those other gases, too.
Yeah, he needed those gases if he wanted something like that. Or just gases earlier. And there's the Blink.
Reaper coming in here. He is going to scout the timing on that third gas.
Oh, missed that last shot.
Ooh.
You know, 3 racks running up. Stim on the way as well. Marauder production begins.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think Zest is going to be able to punish this 3CC. Like, he's just sitting back, getting Blink, getting observers. It's kind of just like that very passive Rain style of PvT where he just, you know, plays ultra safe. And if you're going against a guy who's being super greedy in economy, you are going to fall behind.
Yeah, Maru's looking really set up for the mid to late game with this kind of build. You know, his economy is going to be much further ahead with that fast third CC. It's kind of just about holding on till then, not taking too much damage. He's upgrading his units, his bio very slowly. I mean, only 1 tech lab working at the moment with that stim. And no, like, attack upgrade currently, no armor. Like, he's got to get that off the ground as well.
Yeah, eventually. But we do see him possibly powering up here to Starport eventually. He's going to get that factory first. Zest going to go for a decently fast third base, actually, before even that robotics bay gets down here.
Now, Maru is certainly going to have a nice timing with the stim finishing up soon, that he can just march it across the map with his bio and press the front. And, I mean, currently all we do have is a bunch of Stalkers. They're probably going to meet in the middle of the map, and it's going to be a bit of a trade. One thing is there won't be any medivacs either. It's a very late medivac build.
Yeah. There's not going to be any medivacs. I do not believe there's concussive shells, because he only, like you said before, he only had that 1 tech lab first. Now he's got 2 getting the combat shields. And, you know, I guess he can trade in the middle of the map. He just needs to get a pretty decent position first. You know, just like run him all the way across to the point where Maru's like, I don't really want to commit this hard if I'm going to lose this many Marines.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly so here. Yeah, looks like he's lining up pretty nicely with combat shields as well. He's going to run into the Stalkers now. They have Blink. And Maru's going to think twice, actually, about going for it. Instead, going for the Observer. I like that.
Nice snipe. See if he continues to move on towards the Protoss base. I suppose he can now that Stim is done. He's got like a decent amount of Marauders out here.
Yeah, it's always... He can bully this army pretty easily. We do see that Colossus now and 1 sentry. He can fight this though. You know, it's a scary bio army, and they're all pretty healthy, not overstimmed or anything like that.
Yeah, he's been very smart about that fact. Oh, even going to force a photon overcharge there at the third base, but Maru looking like he's not going to commit. Just going to take that third base.
Yeah, looks like he didn't want to commit his army up to the third in case like bio came from both sides and sniped the Colossus or something. Using that photon to keep it safe. And the medivac's finally on the way. That's a huge bio army to go with it.
Maru will finish up that +1 here. Definitely can put on the pressure if he wants. Going to take down the cooling tower. It's pretty good on this map against Zealot Rumbais. Pretty important, in fact, as a Terran player. We do see Zest powering up 5 more gates and that charge. Wouldn't be surprised to see like a similar style that we had on Cactus without the Phoenixes.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression too. He just wants to build up the heavy gateway style. He's got some upgrades coming. +1 armor with charge. Going to be very Zealot heavy soon enough. Stim goes down. He sees exactly where the Colossus are. And this is a scary bio army looking for a big attack here.
A little bit of timing on taking this cooling tower down. A lot of the bio there on the right side just poking at the Zealots. Some good force fields there also to zone out the bio, force Maru to move back for now.
I'd love to see a scan on that Observer too. Gets rid of that. There's no vision at all for Zest to identify when this is coming. Vikings, Marauders, Marines now. Going back into the Vikings, he does have double starport with Reactor.
Very interesting to see Maru playing this style these days. I mean, he's still so solid with this style even. Like, he just knows the matchup so well, I guess. and he can play it pretty well, even so, even though he doesn't play it that often. We do see a very fast Templar Archives, actually, from Zest, I believe, unless he canceled it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
I'm just going to wait on that. No Storm just yet. Just going to get out some Archons, I suppose.
Yeah, that would be probably the best choice for this kind of situation. But if he can hold on for a little while longer and get it, looks like he's going to go into double upgrades as well from here.
There comes the Storm. So, I mean, Maru really hasn't been able to put on much pressure at all onto Zest. Kind of just saying, okay, I guess we're going to play that late game once again. But to be honest, I really do favor Zest in that kind of style. He looked fantastic. And especially if he can get out the Storm with this many Colossi.
This time around, though, I think Maru is gone to a stage, like a very scary macro stage. He's made such a crazy army at this point. It reminds me a lot of how Flash plays. Like, Flash will do this style sometimes. He'll get it so far ahead in economy, and he'll actually just bulldoze.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, he did that to Hero just very recently. And here we go. Storm is not finished. This is the perfect timing for Maru to go for the hammer. Drop the hammer.
Big link forward, trying to save those Colossi, but really nice positioning there on the Vikings. Well, those Colossi getting very, very low. It hasn't gone down just yet, and some decent Colossi swipes here.
Yeah, this is a horrible place for Zest to be right now. Running out of Colossus here. These Vikings got to get in position again, though.
I have to say the positioning here from Zest, though, has been pretty good.
That Colossus sneaks down.
Nice little War Prism harass, going to force some of the units back. And in fact, Zest is moving out on the map. He was looking to take a fight.
Yep, Storm is ready now, so he's got that composition advantage. If he gets the Storms on the army, he could just win it straight then and there. Very even in supply. The one more Warpin will even it up completely.
No Ghost Academy just yet from Maru.
Yeah, nothing like that. It's very scary. He sees the Templar as well. He's like, oh, man.
Immediately puts it down.
He can still fight this. He's just got to be so careful with his army and split very well. And here we go, once again.
There's like an obscene amount of Terran units. The Storm, they're not the best. In fact, only hitting some Marauders, and the second one pretty much whiffed.
Yeah, beautiful splitting so far. Storm goes down. Barely hits some of the Vikings. Second one, a little bit better. And now he's out, and he can go for it. Here we go.
Big blink back, trying to get that position on the Vikings. A lot of Vikings going down, and a fantastic Storm there on a bunch of the Vikings. So many Zealots in the front as well to do all the tanking. 4 Colossi survive with only 4 Vikings still left in the air.
Oh, Maru in a horrible place right now. Down 40 supply, getting chased by all the AoE that Zest would ever need. Still, Storms are in the bank if he needs them, but the army is just whittled completely.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even lose those Colossi. Zest a fantastic position there in that fight.
Yeah, so far so good. Throwing down pylons, looking to reinforce, completely maxed out at this point. He has a 2-2 as well. Maru trying his best, defending from the natural.
Oh, the Storms. He's zoning out so well with the Storms at the same time. But here we go once again, the Vikings trying to push forward. Not really getting the hits, though, on the Colossi. 3 of them surviving for so long here. And a big blink up the ramp. Looks like Zest wants to take this here and now.
Yep, simply too much left over. The Colossus are getting smaller and smaller. More units are coming. Big Storm goes down.
26 SCVs have also gone down. That entire third base has been routed. Fourth base not even mining. More and more SCVs going down. And it looks like Bjall giving his blessing to Zest. He was right this time around. Zest looking pretty happy.
Yeah, there's no coming back from this point. When your economy is being broken from all fronts, nothing mining at all except for a main base that's nearly dried up. Zealots in your production line.
Maru looking defeated, man.
Going to try to defend with his last amount of SCVs, but reinforcements are streaming in from those pylons.
Yeah, it's way too much stuff here for Zest. 44 SCVs going down, 23 to 71 right now. He's going to donate a Colossus because he can.
He can do whatever he wants at this point. Really beautiful play from Zest. And some inspiring PvT for all those players out there that have gone down to Zest, to Maru recently.
Oh, yeah. Maru almost giving us an embarrassed smile in the booth as he kind of knows at this point the game has gone down, but he's still sticking in it. The feedbacks. GG, Zest will get out of the group over Maru in second place.
Looking fantastic, man. Really happy for Zest to make it this far. He's looking primed to go far in this tournament as well. apparently Terran is not a problem for him anymore.
Maru, he was a SSL champion in the first season. Second season, he goes down, I believe, in the round of 8. And now he's going down the round of 16. Near tears in the booth. You can understand why.
Yeah. It's a damn shame, man. I'm sure he wanted another title this year.
Sad moment for Terran players around the world.
The Terran, one of the few Terran hopes they have at this point. Looks like it might just have to be up the dream. We got a couple more that could make do some damage this time around with innovation. Maybe TY can lift, but Maru's always been one of the big hitters.
You know, there's only 4 Terrans in this round of 16, and one of them just went down tonight. TY Dream Innovation, as you said, the ones that are left over, but damn, man, Zest was a beast today. He took down Maru in not only one best of 3, but in 2. And I wouldn't say he stomped